I'll, okay, recording in progress.
I'm recording it on my computer.
Thank you very much, Art. Appreciate that. My name is Cheryl O'Brien. I am the District Youth Services Chair and also the Youth Services Chair for my Rotary Club, Cherry Creek Valley Rotary in Parker, Colorado. I have been a member of Rotary since 2015. My history is I used to take students to Rotary and drop them off as a principal in a high school. And so when I retired, I had the interest of getting involved in service, and Rotary came my way. As Youth Services Chair, I work with coordinators for each one of the youth programs. I was the District Interact Chair for 5 years prior to being in this position. We have we're fortunate, we have a very large Interact presence. There's over 50 clubs across the Front Range, not only in the metro, but also in the mountain area. They're very, very different groups, one to the next. So I guess that's just a little bit about myself. We want to do the same and have each one of you introduce yourselves and share similar to what I just did today. So Jillian, why you were the first one in with Art and I, why don't you start us off?
Yeah, sure. Jillian Bradshaw, been in Rotary for 19 years in Irvine, California, and I've held many positions, including president and AG a number of times. I've been youth service chair for my club several times. I've taken it on again this year, but I'm also working with Lane Calvert. I am the area Interact coordinator, so I have a central area of our district where we're really trying to develop and grow our Interact club. So that's why I'm in this session.
Thank you. Victoria, would you like to go next?
Sure. I am in the Interact. I am the advisor for the Interact Club at Colville, Washington, at Colville High School. I am a former district Interact chair, and yeah, I'm looking forward to learn from you guys.
Great. Diane, could you jump in?
Sure. Thank you. I'm from Rancho Cucamonga in Southern California. I'm currently serving as the district liaison for Interact, and our goal is to rebuild up our Interacts. In Rancho Cucamonga, we happen to have 4 high schools, and just trying to rebuild, finding a teacher that will be the liaison. That's our goal for this fiscal year.
Great. What a goal. That's great. Lane, join us.
As was said, I'm the Interact Chair for District 5320. We have developed 5 different areas, which Jillian is in charge of one of those. Each one has about 10 Interacts. I've been youth chair before and after I was governor, and I'm also on the task force with you guys for zone 26-27. So we have a very strong group. And in fact, this Saturday we have a kickoff, and we'll be giving out brochures and posters to every school that shows up to our kickoff for their club rushes. And we're really excited about our Interact governor. We actually had an Interact governor last year, and before that became on the advisory group for RI, and spoke at not only the zone conference, but also recently Shanghai. So we have some really strong youth, and it's tied into RILA. As they go to RILA, they get excited and they come on board and they become our Interact leaders. We can talk more about that later if you want, called Trailblazers, and they run the program. The kids run the program for RILA, and it's 2 years, sophomores and juniors. So we in Interact have a good way of pulling continuity in our Interact governors.
Thank you. Phyllis.
Hi, I'm Phyllis Harrison, and I'm from District 5150. I have the Interact, I'm the teacher advisor for a middle school Interact club. And we also, our district does have a very active high school that we work the two of us work very closely together. And I am just been given the opportunity to be our youth service director for our club. So I'm looking forward to my position. I have worked with the middle school's students for about 5 years now. I started on Zoom with them and then tried to build us back up after the pandemic.
Thank you. Freddie.
Yeah, good morning. I'm Freddie Saxton with District 5110, Oregon and Northern California, and I'm the Youth Service Chair for my district. So our district suffered, during COVID, like most did, kind of some disarray with our Interact program, and I'm just looking to strengthen it and bring it back together, and anxious to hear any tips that y'all might have.
Great. Beverly, I see you there.
Yes, hi. Yes, I've been with the Rotary 2 years. This is my second year as youth service director. I kind of got drawn into something I wanted to do, didn't have any idea how difficult it was going to be. But I'm here and I love it. We're really struggling to find members of Interact. We've got a strong board this year, Interact board, so we're hoping to find members in the committee, but I'd love some suggestions other than Club Week, because there's 100 million clubs.
Okay. Troy, go ahead.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Troy Lee Campbell. I serve with Art as the Assistant District Interact Chair, and I'm also the Youth Services Chair for our club. And I participated actually in Interact in District 5330 in Southern California, but I moved to Arizona. So, and talking about Ryla Lane, that was transformative for me. That set me on a path to my life working at a university now here at Arizona State University. And I still keep in contact with my friends from Ryla over 20 years ago. So,
That's awesome.
and thanks to my wife for telling me to go to Ryla. Changed everything.
Brian.
Oh, good morning. Yeah, Brian Mather, District 5020. I am District Youth Services and Interact Chair. I've been kicking around Rotary for 25 years now, so and sponsored or mentored an Interact Club for 15 of those years. I am looking for hints of how to reestablish Interact clubs. Like many of you, we were decimated during the pandemic. From over 40 active clubs, we're down to 20 or 24, I think. They're slowly coming back. We also have the problem of an international border, so sending kids back and forth is an issue. So I'm trying to establish or look at getting programs going north of the border, south of the border, so they don't have to go across the border. Any ideas, more than welcome.
Thank you. Sylvia.
Oh my God.
Thank you. I'm Sylvia Berry, District 5150, Marin, San Francisco, San Mateo counties. I served as youth chair for my club for quite a few years, and then branching to something else was AG. And this year I started to serve as the youth service chair for our district. So I'm doing the learning a lot. And the exciting thing is, Phyllis, you might want to take a note. This coming Saturday, we have an Interact kickoff. Yeah, I noticed.
Already registered.
So we have a really great Interact service chair, John Deem, and he has been revising and since the pandemic. So, we're growing and we're really trying to get all the previous Interact club to get back on board as well as grow, other club, other Interact clubs as far as this is concerned. So we'll be learning something today to bring to next weekend. Thank you.
Yeah, very much. Luis.
Yes, this is Luis Carranza. I'm District Governor-elect from San Diego, and neighbor for Lane and Jillian. So I have actually been in the journey of becoming district governor for next year, and in that process of that journey, I started getting to know Rotaracts and how they work, and in that journey, it led me to Interact. And as I got to open more and more doors, I realized that Interact is such a huge, huge part of the solutions to many of our problems in our community. And part of that is that it needs a lot of attention from our district. And of course, I just want to focus on our district, but I see that everyone here obviously has the same or most of the issues that we have in our district, but they are our youth, they're our future. And how I look at Interact is, it's kind of like looking at this, you're basically planting these seeds for our future. And if we don't take care of them, if we don't water those students and grow them through the process of community, giving back to the community, and helping them through the process of working through Interact and Rotaract and then Rotary, then we wonder why we're not growing our membership. What I've seen though is that when we go to RILA, there's a lack of information of how we're not promoting Rotaract to those Rilarians, as we're not promoting Interact enough to the Rilarians, and then those Interacts we're not promoting Rotaract. And so as through my journey as district governor, part of what I've seen is that I need to work with that. I need to work with RILA. I need to work with that committee. I need to work with Interact. And also, I've noticed other districts from especially in California, that have governance for their Interacts, where, for example, Orange County and others up in Northern California have their own district governor as Interacts, and we don't. And I see the hunger with Interacts that want to get together with other high schools and work together, but there is no governance. And so I need a lot of help. So
Can you put your email in the chat? And I will send you the invite, because your district leadership has been invited to our program up in Dana Point for our kickoff next Saturday. I've been working with Diane, so
so we can
hopefully
use all the help.
somebody's coming up.
Well, I can
Okay.
tell you, I can use all the help, buddy. So
Come on up next Saturday.
I'm here.
We can all use a little help, I think. Yeah. Edward just joined. Edward, just quickly, your position, what district you are currently in? Are you there? Okay, I'm going to move on. Art, I don't want to discount you. Was there anything else you wanted to say about introduction of yourself?
Well, I am the district Interact chair in 5495 in Arizona, also Needles, California, Laughlin, Nevada. We have over 80 clubs across the central northern sector of Arizona. We are unique in that we train leadership at the 3 levels: club, district, and international levels. And we have so far sent 10 teams to Kenya and to Central Mexico. And I serve as conferences chair for the task force, and I also serve as the chair for the Worldwide Association of District Interact Chairs.
Thank you. Thank you all. And thank you all for being here. We've got a couple of items that the task force has put together, very focused around communities of practice. We want this to be your program. And so I'm going to pose this question to each one of you. What do you think about creating the communities of practice? And what do you think would be most helpful in the design of communities of practice? Whatever your thoughts are. Jillian, go ahead.
Well, yeah, I would definitely be interested in participating in a group like this, especially since I'm relatively new to Interact. I haven't had a lot of experience with Interact. And I think just sharing, success stories and tips and tools would be most helpful for me.
Is there a format that would work best, do you think?
Oh, in terms of how we would meet and share information?
Yeah.
I think given where we're all located, Zoom would work. I don't know how you're meeting already, but I don't know, every month or every other month or something like that.
Okay. Diane, what are your thoughts about the concept of communities of practice?
I think it's excellent, and I echo what the former person just said. If there's a way to share with us how to get connected with that in communities of service, I mean, of practice, I'd be interested in that.
Okay, Lane, your thoughts?
Well, this is a good group, and hopefully we can help each other by Zoom. And hopefully we all put our emails in the chat so that we can stay in touch with each other when we break this right now and continue. By the way, Luis, I just found you in the district direct or the zone directory, so you're going to get an invite for Saturday.
Phyllis, you were talking fairly new to this process as well. What do you think about how would this impact you and what would be beneficial for you in communities of practice?
I think it would be very beneficial, and especially because I'm probably on the newer end of the spectrum. And truthfully, when I took over the middle school Interact Club, it was during the pandemic, of course, so everything was on Zoom. It was hard because I really didn't know. I was new to Rotary start with, and I barely knew what Interact was, so I had to do a lot of reading quickly. And anyway, I think it would be helpful. And I think Zoom would be the best way to go about it.
Okay. Yeah, Victoria.
So I cannot commit to a Zoom meeting. I just have too busy of a schedule. However, I am very interested in a concept of a place where either it's Google group or a Facebook group or something like that, in which something like Luis said, hey, I need help with this. Does anybody have any information? So right away you have 3 people that say, hey, yeah, you're invited to this, blah, blah, blah. So that would be the most helpful, but I cannot really commit to a meeting in Zoom once a month or once every 3 months. It's very difficult, but I would love to have a source where anybody that is connected to Interact and say, hey, do we do any national exchange programs for interactors? Does anybody know? And so anyway,
Are you currently involved in any program similar to what you're sharing?
No, but I'm trying.
Yeah, no,
Create one within our district.
Good for you. You don't want to reinvent the wheel if you know if there's a way that is already working that could be different.
Well, you know, I've been involved in programs in which, in Oregon, for example, in which we lived in a tiny little community, Heppner, Oregon, population 1,200, and we had an exchange with kids from Portland. And so the exchange of city and small town. I've also been involved in programs in which logging town kids, went to farming towns. And I'm thinking there's such richness to, even with national, or North America, whatever. So I'm really excited about doing perhaps shorter exchanges, but within interactors.
Sure.
I think if you put Rotary like 5320 or Rotary 5495 and then put Interact, you're going to find some really good videos, some links to RI's Youth Exchange, and lots of ideas. And start doing that. Take some of the task force people and look at their websites if you don't have time to do anything else.
Exactly. Thank you.
If I may suggest something, I know that during my process of preparing for district governor, we have 30 district governors in zone 26, 27, which we're all part of that zone. And what we've done the last 2 years is we created a WhatsApp group. And when we come up with ideas, we share them, and we share links, and we share videos, and so I think what Victoria, what you're saying is good, because you can still have those Zoom meetings, but not everyone can go to the Zoom meetings when we want to do them. So we get caught up with like the links or the ideas, and sometimes it's actually more productive sometimes when we do that. So that would be nice to have a group like that, because sometimes Facebook can be very like it kind of can drag on sometimes because not everyone will go into Facebook, but I know WhatsApp can be a little bit more interactive and you can get more. So that could be nice to have a nice little WhatsApp group for Interact, where you can always reference right away. You have access to it.
I agree with you. That's a great idea.
Yeah, so some type of online presence, not just a Zoom meeting every once a month or once a quarter or something like that.
Well, no, you can have both. I'm just saying is that it would be nice to have both options, but I think for those like Victoria was saying, not everyone will always be able to go to Zoom, but if you have both, that would be great. And I know that's what the district governors have. And think about it, we have 30, and so we meet once a month. So, but still, sometimes we can't always meet all 30 of us. So we have that WhatsApp as, and then we come up with ideas, and we can't wait for the next month to meet. So we're just like literally going back and forth. And we come up, actually, sometimes we come up with ideas randomly uh, that before we wait till the next meeting. So we're actually really interactive with ideas and suggestions through WhatsApp. And so I'm just thinking, like, why can't we have both, in this group?
Yeah, sure. Sylvia, thoughts about the format and the benefit of a community of practice?
Trying to unmute there. I think it will be great if if the Zoom schedule, is one that I can attend. I am also very busy, but I would like to stay connected because when we had multiple district conference just in May, I find out other districts have so much going on with their youth. It's a bit harder for us, like in San Francisco area and whatnot. So I think it would be very, very interesting to get ideas from different areas.
Okay,
to help.
great.
Yeah.
Great. Beverly, your thoughts about communities of practice, a format that would work better or best for you?
Well, I'm agreeing with everybody. I think it's a wonderful idea. And as far as format goes, I mean, I'm for what a lot of the different ideas that people have, and I would just go along with those. I have one quick question. I'm on a iPhone, and I'm not able to see a chat section there. Is there? I don't know if I can get one on an iPhone. I usually on my computer, but anyway.
There is a chat section, I should say. There is one.
Okay, I'll look for it.
Okay. Yeah,
Thank
who
you.
am I missing here? Troy. Thoughts on benefits, format for communities of practice for you? Troy, are you there?
Sorry,
you-
Mike, can you hear
No,
me?
you're fine. You're okay. You're all right.
Okay. No, I think a WhatsApp group, I use WhatsApp all the time. I think Facebook groups are also a good option. And I'm really open to, I think sometimes it's might be more inconvenient, but the Zoom, I feel like I get more ideas out, kind of talking it out than just typing it out. So for me personally, if there's a WhatsApp that generates the ideas and we come together like every couple months on a Zoom call just to kind of get those ideas out and build on that energy is what really helps me typically do well.
Okay, thanks. Brian, your thoughts? Go ahead.
There we go. Yeah, everybody's pretty well said it all. I think sharing ideas is really important and valuable. I like the idea of maybe every 3 or 4 months have a get together and what's new and what's happening and do it that way. Apart from that, like I said, sharing and helping each other, that's what we're all about. So let's do it.
Okay, thank you. And Edward, I see you there.
Yeah. Well, actually, I'm a little bit sorry because I was driving a while ago, was not able to interact, a little bit. But right now I'm at the park right now. Now I just want to, I might be out of order of my question because I did not, I was not able to, get into the conversation. But I just want to ask because we are talking about Interact, and of course, Interact is from 12 to 18. And then most of the time, of course, it could probably, most of the time we had actually like Ryla, and then I just don't know why is it that whenever we do sponsorship Ryla, we are not including the Interact? So that's also my question, because I've been attending some RILA thing, but the thing is, instead of promoting the the future for them to be engaged in Rotary, but there was no mentioned about or a program in RILA that promotes Interact and Rotaract.
Yeah, and that's I can tell you that's Lane Calvert's bandwagon. Get those kids from Ryland to Interact. I don't want to cut you off, but I can only tell you in 30 seconds we're gonna be taken out of this breakout session. So
Okay then.
I'm sorry I have to kind of do that. But I know that you'll all be able to have each other's contact. And if you haven't already, please put it in the chat and say that this will also be saved, and